Welcome, Community News family, to Comedy Calendar. This is going to be your one-stop shop every week for everything South Florida comedy. I'm your host, Sebastian Alvarez. I'm right here with my co-host, Art Roach. How you doing, Art?
Hello, Community News family.
We're doing good here on a Monday at Community Newspapers. This show basically is going to be a rundown of not only the best comedy shows in South Florida, but also some of the best comedy events, highlighting some of the best comedians, and also giving you guys a little bit of information on if you want to get out and do some open mic comedy, maybe you can go out and do that. You can just get a better idea of what South Florida comedy is. We want to bring you Community Newspaper fans closer to the Miami comedy scene. I myself am a comedian as well as Art, so we are in it and around it all the time. We work at the Miami Improv in Doral. If you ever want to come see a fantastic comedy show, the Miami Improv in Doral is the flagship comedy club here in South Florida right now, in Miami specifically, so definitely give that a look. But on this show specifically, we're going to be highlighting not just a recap of what happened last week in comedy, what's happening this week in comedy, and also what you have to look forward to in comedy in South Florida moving forward. So to start off, last week at the Miami Improv, we actually had a very special guest, a local boy. He came back to town, and he absolutely killed it. It's our good friend, Michael Yo. Michael Yo actually got his start. A lot of people may not know that on the Miami comedy stage. He actually started at the old Coconut Grove Improv with actually working with some of our management that we have there that we work with now. So he's the kind of family there at the Miami location. He's started a new podcast recently called Comedians on Canes, where him and another comic, they talk about Canes football, football, and it's a lot of fun. He did fantastic this weekend, and he's definitely somebody that moving forward, if you haven't seen his set or you haven't seen him come out, definitely come out and watch him. He has a special coming out very soon through Netflix, I believe, too, so keep an eye out for that. But Michael Yo was here last week at the Miami Improv. What did you think about Michael and like kind of what he did here at the Improv this weekend? I know you were able to catch a little bit of his set.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think, local radio guy gets on stage, becomes a big time comedian. I love to see it. I love to see every time he comes back here. And I was happy to see him turn out the crowd, really sell out.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. He just done Netflix is a Joke, which is this huge festival in LA that he was booked for, and it's he's really kind of on the upswing now. So definitely, Michael Yo, keep an eye out for him. This week though, in comedy, let's start off on Monday. We'll just kind of go through the days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and give you guys what the best opportunities to go out and have a good time is on each day. So starting Monday, that was yesterday. If you missed or if you missed this show, it's okay because it happens every single Monday, and we're talking about Thank You Miami. So Thank You Miami is one of, if not the best, I think my favorite by far, shows down here in South Florida. The spot itself is phenomenal. Alex, the owner and operator of Thank You Miami, does an incredible job of making that place feel like it's your local pub, your local watering hole, the place that you want to go to just hang out and see your friends. That's kind of what it's become for you and me. And for anybody out there who comes by, I think they get that same vibe. If you go on their review page on Google, almost every review is like, it feels like family. It feels like home. When you walk in, it feels like this. He's done a phenomenal job of taking his like sports memorabilia, the owner Alex I'm referring to, and just putting it all over the walls and putting Miami all over the walls. It's a cool vibe. It's a cool place. And on Mondays they do not just a comedy show, but also an open mic. So if you're somebody who wants to get started in comedy and just give it a try and maybe see how it is, that's a perfect spot. Art, you used to host the open mic out there, so you still do it from time to time. So what is that like kind of for the open micers, people who just like are getting started?
Yeah, I mean, it's the beginning of the week, Monday nights. You want to come out and do an open mic, hit up Thank You Miami. You have good drinks, good food. It's the easiest place to sign up. As soon as you walk in, there's a list on the bar.
Right, you just write your name down.
You put your name on it, whatever number you want, that's your number. I sometimes host there still, and if you see me there and you ask me it's your first time, you'll probably get bumped up to the front and get some time.
Yeah, and you'll get a good spot. Like, that's the other thing. We're going to try and help you out as local Miami comics, and I think I can speak for a lot of us across the board, not just me and Art, but if you ever come out and you hang out and you talk to us, like, interact with us, talk, like figure out, where the shows are, where they're happening, what we're up to. Some people get booked everywhere and all around. Thank You Miami is a perfect opportunity for that because you're so close with all the comedians. We're usually hanging out right there in the front, so come out, hang out, talk with us, interact with us. That is Mondays. That's Thank You Miami. Other than that, we also have up north in Dania. So Thank You Miami is actually in Miami, right next to the Marlins Park, Marlins Stadium. Well, actually, it's Lone Depot Park now, right?
Right.
So you can go to Lone Depot Park, and it's as the owner of Thank You Miami says, it's a beer away from the stadium. So it's right there. Look it up. Thank You Miami. Fantastic spot. If we're going north, though, we're going to 14 North Dania. That is a bar that is in Dania Beach, connected to the Dania Beach Improv. And it is a great spot for not just food and good times, but on Mondays they produce a comedy show every single Monday. The first Monday of the month is an open mic for comedians, but every other week it is going to be a booked show with specific comedians, and sometimes there's themes. They do debates where the audience gets to interact with comedians and debate points. They do a lot of really, really fun interactive stuff. Art was actually there last night. He was performing on one of their book shows. How did that go?
That's right, Sebastian. I love Dania 14 North. Ellie Rodriguez is the showrunner there. She runs one of the best rooms in South Florida. And last night's show, we had Hitman hosting, always knocking it out of the park. It's one of the best rooms. You got to come out for the open mics on the first Mondays. But any other Monday you're available, come out, check out the comedy show. I cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun in Dania. They also have, like I said, the Dania Beach Improv is also out there, so you can always go catch a show out there. It's a little bit further north, but it's still a lot of fun going out there and catching comedy if you're a fan. Moving on to Tuesday, though, now, we do have a spot that's a little bit further north. It's in, like, the Broward-ish area, right when you get to Broward, right past, like, Hollywood. It's close to the Guitar Hotel, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, right? That thing up there that's in those for those Broward nights, their national monument, the Guitar Hotel. But that is Bioshi, and it's run by one of our good friends, Julie Baez. She does a really good job of curating a great lineup of comedians for that show. And not only that, but it's a cool little spot where you got good food, really nice bar. The bartenders there are fantastic. Tuesday night, is it an open mic? Do you know of Bioshi's?
Yeah. They do a book show to begin with, but afterwards they do an open mic.
Perfect. So that's another spot that if on a Tuesday night you want to go out, you want to get your feet a little wet or just check it out, Bioshi on a Tuesday is perfect. This week, actually, we do have a special show on Wednesday. I'm super excited for this show. It's at where we work, the Miami Improv, so we'll definitely be there no matter what. That is going to be HavKnots Comedy is producing a show on Wednesday at the Miami Improv. If you haven't heard of HavKnots Comedy, you 100% should, because they are the #1 show production company in South Florida. Nobody, and I mean nobody in the world, has done more shows at the Miami Improv or the Dania Beach Improv location. Those are the two basic South Florida flagship locations, comedy clubs that we have down here for the Improv brand. And nobody has done more shows than Dom P, the guy that we're going to be there on Wednesday to celebrate. He is the founder, owner, operator of HavKnots Comedy, and it's his birthday. So we're going to be out there blowing it out. All of Miami Comedy is going to be there to support and celebrate him. He's salt of the earth. He's one of the nicest guys, not just in comedy, but I think that I've ever met in my life. So he's somebody that if you want to come out and see a fantastic show, he's put together a great lineup for Wednesday night. It's going to be stacked up, and it's going to be just a fun time. It's at the Miami Improv, 8 p.m. on Wednesday. Come out and see HavKnots. If you can't catch that show, guess what? They do one every month, and they do one in Dania, and they do one in Miami every single month. So if you can't catch this one, come out to the next one. Keep an eye on the website, miamiimprov.com. You can always see when it comes up, or follow HavKnots on social media. You'll be able to catch all those shows. But Wednesday is Dom P's birthday, and we're going to be there celebrating it up. We're going to have a photographer there also taking like really good pictures. Dart Vision, he's going to be capturing the event, capturing the audience, laughing, having a good time. They're also going to be filming it. So, come out, enjoy. If you get a little crowd work done with you might go viral. Who knows? It happens. It's happened before. He has some clips now that he's put on his page, Dom, that is, that he puts on the HavKnots page. They've gotten millions and millions of views. So definitely come out, enjoy. It's a fun time. We move on now to Thursday, though. Thursday, I think, is my favorite night of comedy in South Florida, or in Miami specifically. What do you think, Art?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit biased, I think, but yeah, Thursday nights. Yeah,
of course, you're a little. I can see that. We'll get to that in a second. But I will say, for me, I just love going out on a Thursday and enjoying the scene that we've created so far here in South Florida. Because if you go downtown, you can go to Mode, which is this really, really, really cool room that is in a basement. which is kind of unique in South Florida, just a basement in general. But you go to Mode, which is a great little restaurant, bar that does, they do like EDM shows up on the first floor. Then you go downstairs and you get to this basement where on Thursdays we convert it, Miami Comedy converts it, that is, into a comedy club. And it gets packed out with a bunch of people, and they do this show that is very similar and reminiscent of like a Kill Tony. If you don't know what Kill Tony is, it's this comedy show where you get a panel of comedians to comment and make observations after a comedian goes up and does like a minute or a 2-minute set. It's kind of like American Idol, you know, the person comes up, they give their audition, and then the panel of expert judges gives their quibs. And so for comedy, it makes it for a fantastic night, because even if the person who goes up, if they suck, you get 3 comics that can kind of make fun of them and kind of pick up the room again. Or if they do really well, you keep that energy going. So I love Mode for that reason. It's such a fun show. A lot of crowd interaction, it's very intimate, you're really close, so definitely check out Mode. And if you can't make it out there to downtown, you want to go somewhere a little bit closer to the mainland, you can go to Taurus in Coconut Grove, which is my favorite spot, I think, in all of South Florida to hit up for comedy on a Thursday specifically. The staff there is fantastic. It's run and operated by our good friend Mike Daba, and portion of the show is also produced and ran by my co-host here, Art Roach. That's why he was slightly biased to the opportunity. But Taurus is the longest running stand-up comedy, open mic, and show that's like a bar show in South Florida. They've been going for around 10 years, originally started by Freddie Stebbins, who's a Miami legend in his own right, but now it's become the battleground for Miami comics, where they go out there and they're doing, some of their best material. They're trying out new material. They're going up against hostile crowds. It's a fun time. What is a Thursday night? Let me let the man himself describe it. What's a Thursday night at Taurus like?
Like I said, it's my favorite night of the week. It's the crown jewel for me in my week of comedy. And if you come out to Taurus on Thursdays, if you're a comedian, you're going to find some of the rowdiest crowds that you're going to go up against. Is going to feel like a battle. And if you're an audience member and you come out, you're going to see comedians trying their best to get people to laugh, to get people engaged. And, we start around 11 o'clock with the mic, so it gets a little bit late. People get a little bit rowdy. So
you could sign up and go up at Taurus if you want to. That's an open mic opportunity.
Absolutely. Come up, find me at the show, and I'll get you on. Nice.
So, yeah, there you go. Thursday nights, Taurus, they have great drinks. If you're ever there, the bartenders are the salt of the earth. They're going to take care of you. They're going to make sure you have a really, really good time. I love everything about Taurus on a Thursday night. Definitely head out there. Moving on to Friday, though. Friday, you have 2 opportunities that are both open mic opportunities that are also great shows that you can go to if you don't want to do any stand-up. Friday night, we're actually bringing back a returning guest from Monday. That is Thank You Miami. Thank You Miami does comedy on Mondays and Fridays. So if you want to get out and do the open mic or watch the show, Thank You Miami, again, is that local spot. They're actually right next to Marlins Park. They're, as the owner says, they're a beer away from the park. So if you ever go see a game, you can go there and hang out. They're open every day. It's not just for comedy. So if you ever see a game, you can always hang out at Thank You Miami. But on Mondays and Fridays, specifically 9 o'clock, they have a comedy show. Then you can also head over to Coral Gables on Friday and go to Just the Funny. I love Just the Funny because it's such like an intimate, unique room. It's very like New York. It's very speakeasy. You got to go up a flight of stairs in the back of a building to get in there. Super cool. They have a stage. The lighting is cool. It's very intimate. You're right up on the crowd, and it's also an open mic. So if you have the opportunity to head out there, Just the Funny Friday night or Thank You Miami, both 2 really, really good opportunities to get up and enjoy some comedy or perform. That's this week in comedy, though. Like I said, every week we're going to kind of run through any special shows or anything that we're going to be doing for the week. Looking ahead to the weekend. Specifically, the weekend this week that we have at the Miami Improv is going to be fantastic. In the future, when you're watching the show, there are going to be opportunities where through interaction, you're going to be able to get free tickets given away. This weekend, we don't have any free tickets, but that's only because we have such a good comic coming to the Miami Improv. That is Akash Singh. He is such not just a funny comedian and just a funny personality and a person to like be in a room around, but he is also one of the best up and coming comedians in the country. He's one of the hottest comedians in the country. He's on the what's the name of their podcast? Scholes and him, the whole group.
Oh, I'm blanking right now.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm blanking right now, but yes.
It's one of the biggest podcasts in the world right now. They get millions and millions of views. They have some great guests on there. He's kind of elevated his profile, having just being on there. He's performed at some of the biggest clubs in the country already, and he's gracing the Miami Improv with his presence before he blows up and starts doing arenas, because he's on that trajectory, you know? So he's one of those guys that I highly recommend. If you want to get tickets to him, get them now on MiamiImprov.com. It's the only place where you can buy tickets to any of the shows at the Miami Improv. Tickets sold on any other location will not be accepted at the door. But definitely get them now, because they're going to sell out. He's going to be one of those guys that you might not be able to catch him at the price he's at for very much longer. I've seen him there before. He's come to the Improv before, so I know what the product is. He's incredible, super fantastic. I highly recommend you guys going out there, getting tickets right now. He's there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Miami Improv location. So definitely looking ahead, get those tickets right now. Also looking ahead, we have a show produced by Cafecito Comedy. This is a local kind of intimate production company that is run by me and some of the other people that we work with at the Miami Improv. Justin, we're putting together these smaller, more intimate shows that you guys out there can come and see and enjoy Miami's local talent kind of expose at a high level. And that show is going to be the Arlo Hotel. It'll be the last Thursday of the month. I believe this month that would be the 26th. Mm-hmm. So for the 26th of September, you can come out to the Arlo Hotel. It's a free show. You can just watch and enjoy and come and have fun. There's food and drinks being served. It is on the higher grounds location at the Arlo Hotel in Wynwood. So that is their third floor, basically like rooftop style bar. Super cool, super intimate. We've been doing those shows there for a while, and they're always a lot of fun. That is Cafecito Comedy. If you don't follow them already, definitely give them a follow on Instagram and across all social medias, Cafecito Comedy. But that's kind of a look ahead of what we got going on this weekend at the Miami Improv, what we got this week going on in Miami, and what we had going on last week. That's going to be every single week here on the comedy calendar, on the community newspaper feed. Tune in every single Tuesday where you can catch us going through this same little spiel. Sometimes you're going to bring on comedians who help produce these shows, comedians who perform on these shows, to kind of talk and just give some perspective on what Miami comedy is like and bringing you guys closer to that scene. This has been a fantastic week of comedy, though. I'm looking forward to being back next week and giving you guys hopefully some free tickets to a show there at the Miami Improv. But Art, anything else you'd like to add before we get out of here?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Community News and welcoming us to the family. We want to bring nice shows going forward.
Absolutely. We are producing this show actually from the beautiful Black Studio here at the Community Newspapers. So I'm really excited moving forward for all the opportunities and all the great shows that we're going to have produced here. So